everybody, it's me, Nick, again, and we're here to give you a little overview of Ninja Camp and walk through. And actually, we're going to play the whole game because the game doesn't take a long time to play. Normally, it would be me that would be running through the rules for you, but since we have the actual game designer here, Adam Dalton, he's going to tell you how to play, and we're going to follow his lead.
All right, so Ninja Camp is a short game. I have a family myself, and so my goal when I was making this game is to have it accessible to all different ages. Usually takes 15-30 minutes to play, and you play 2 to 4 players. Start out the game, we're going to be placing our ninjas around the board here, and each card out there does a different thing. We will also, each of us will start with 2 cards in our hand. One of those cards is called Sprint. And Sprint, basically, you just move in a straight line until you can't move anymore. Evade lets you move one of your ninjas exactly 3 spaces, but you cannot go back over the same space you were previously on. So it lets you move around in a little different way, but it's a little bit more restrictive, but it does have a higher point total. There's some other cards out here that we have. We have Stealth, which is worth 0 points, but you get to move 2 spaces and not only pick up the card you move off of, because each time you move, you pick up that card and add it to your hand, but you also get to pick up the card that you moved over as well. So it increases the size of your hand, gives you more points that way. You have Shadow, which lets you copy the card of last played by an opponent. So if Nick plays a card, such as Evade, well then I can play Shadow and copy Nick.
So it's versatile.
Yeah, it gives you a way to get out of some situations you may not be able to because you don't have the right card.
Yeah, if you didn't manage to get the card that you wanted.
Yeah. And then another card is Leap. So as we keep moving over the board, we're going to make empty spaces because every time we move a ninja, a space is opened up. So you can play a leap to jump in a straight line over those empty spaces to get out of those bad spots that other people are trying to put you in. Finally, we have Ambush, which is our attack card. But it's a really simple attack. It's basically you just move in a straight line and bump the person, the ninja that you hit, to the card behind. So this ninja here can move here onto the Evade, bumping this ninja over to the Shadow. Pretty simple. And then we also finally, probably our most versatile card, is Dodge. Dodge is only worth 1 point because it is so versatile.
Yeah.
But you can move up to 2 spaces, so you move 1 or 2 spaces, and you can move in a straight line or even diagonal.
It's the only card that's one of the skill cards that allows you to do that.
That's right. All the other cards you're always moving in a straight line.
Or perpendicular.
Perpendicular, yeah. So up the columns and rows, but Dodge actually lets you go diagonal, so it lets you get out of spots. And we do have 2 other types of cards. We have Traps that are worth -1 point. They don't do anything for you. They get in your hand, they sort of get stuck there.
So ideally, if you had an ambush, you try to set someone up and,
to
knock them onto a trap.
Knock them onto a trap. And then we also have some wall cards. And essentially what wall cards do is just make the game a little bit more dynamic, actually, because nothing can move through them, over them, in any way onto them.
Sure.
So they just make you change the way you move.
They just create an artificial barrier.
Yeah. And at any time, and then to add to that, though, everybody is their own special little ninja who's learning there at the camp from the sensei. So for today, I'm actually playing the Sloth.
Yep.
So instead of moving a ninja on my turn, because normally you just play a card and you move one of your ninjas, instead of doing that, I get to claim an unoccupied card that's around me.
Because you're a sloth, so you're slow.
Yeah, I'm lazy and slow, and so I just reach out and grab that card, and then once I've done that, you can do this once per game. You flip it over to the grade outside, and that's been your turn that game. So you have a little special ability that everybody else doesn't get to do. So Nick, what kind of character are you today?
I'm a platypus. My ability is move 2 ninjas 1 space each, it says including diagonal, and then I claim 1 of the cards that I left.
So that's good for if you got pushed onto a trap or you're on say like a stealth card late in the game that's not worth very many points. And
Sure.
Yeah.
Get me out a couple of bad spots and then the good spots.
I am the Hamster Clan. And the Hamster Clan, because he's so minuscule, how about diminutive?
That was the word I was
Yeah,
gonna use.
diminutive. He can move through other ninjas. I think he's actually the only character, one of the only characters that can do that. So he can move up to 1 to 2 spaces, including diagonal. So he's got almost like an increased dodge.
He's increased dodge, yeah. So he can actually go through, because one of the base rules is you can never move through ninjas.
Yep.
But the hamster allows you to do so.
Just like in real ninja life, daily ninja life.
I live every day.
Yeah, that you live every day.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess so like Adam said, we're gonna start the game with our ninja clan card in front of us, and we've got our sprint and our evade, and we're now going to go and we're going to put our ninjas on the board.
Yep, and we do this in counterclockwise order, so we'll let Nick start. We place out in a counterclockwise order, and then whoever places last actually gets first turn of the game, and we play in clockwise order.
Okay.
I'm going to start by putting myself on a stealth.
So then round to Travis.
I'm going to get an ambush. And you can't repeat the card that you place on, so that way you're diversifying in your skills, because the idea, the theme of the game is we're ninja students that are training to become an apprentice for Sensei Saru, who's kind of the monkey master.
Goes on all the cards.
Yeah.
Yes,
he's on all the
he's
cards.
on all the cards. So I'm going to start with Elite because I like to have one in my back pocket
Yeah.
for later in the
And
game.
sloths are known for their jumping
Oh
skills.
yeah, they're just great at jumping. I'm gonna come onto this ambush over here because it's worth 5 points.
Is falling technically a form of jumping?
No,
Really?
no.
It's like jumping in reverse.
Okay. I'll also join you on a stealth.
All right, I gotta get in on a shadow somewhere. Right there.
Yeah, I think, I'm going to get a dodge. It's not worth a lot of points, but it's going to be good later.
Jump right into that corner. Oh, that
Whoa,
trap.
there's a
I'll
wall
do
and
it.
a trap.
I'll do it. I'll
All
take
right.
the chances. So I was the last to place then, so I'll be the first to play my card. So I'm going to go ahead and play an evade to my discard pile,
Sure.
and then I will move one of my ninjas exactly 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. And then the card I left off, I pick up, goes right back in my hand.
Okay. So, your options on your turn are to play a card, to play a skill card, to use your once per game ability, or pass.
Or pass, and when you pass, you're out of the game.
You're out.
And so the game ends once everybody essentially passes because they don't want to move because it's not worth any more points to them, or they pass because they just can't move. And then you count up all the points all the cards you've collected, and also any cards that your ninjas are still on.
Yep, that makes sense to me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hamster ambush. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, picking up an ambush.
I am going to play evade and go 1, 2, 3. Pick up the stealth.
Already the board starting to get holes in it.
I'm going to go ahead and ambush because it's fun. So I'm moving in a straight line, knocking you off that dodge there. So you're right. I know I'm giving you some more points, but I'm getting that dodge for later, which
It's
is
true.
going to be important.
It's true. Well, I'm going to go ahead and use, I don't know if you've ever been hit by a hamster before, but it kind of...
It hurts?
It hurts. So I am going to ambush back and bloink, put you down there.
You guys are being very aggro.
Well, that's the early game, because the reason that ambush and evade are worth more points is because as the game progresses, they are way harder to actually use.
Yeah, and then they're just taking up a spot in your hand, and that's how you end up having to pass.
I'm going to play stealth and move my guy onto this evade and then onto this ambush. So I'll pick up the ambush and the evade.
All right, I am going to bring out the sloth, and I'm going to snag this leap right here.
So that means that my plan, well, I could still hamster power through you, but I will use my profoundly powerful long hamster legs to soar through the stratosphere, leaping, which only makes sense that I learned how to leap better by doing so. My hamster is a demonstrative learner.
I'm going to stealth.
Do it. No, we're not friends anymore.
Do I want to end up there? I'm going to end up here. I'm going to leave you that spot.
I don't care.
I will go ahead and dodge because I can move diagonal there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move like so. Got that.
Like, whoa.
Yes. Kaya! Ambush.
Nice ambush.
I got stabbed.
Late in the game.
I know.
The late game stabbing.
Yeah, there's the wall. The armadillo. The only guy who can go through the wall. He's staring at it knowingly.
Okay. I'm going to evade. Wind up on another evade.
No. It's an interesting decision too in the game when to use your
Yeah.
ability, because often they really help. Some of the characters, some of the clan powers are definitely better early game, and some of them are like ours are very like yours is pretty versatile. And
Yeah, I use it pretty much when I want to try to affect you, but
Yeah.
yours you might want to use later on because you can go through somebody, and
Mhm.
later on you're more likely to go through.
I will, in
somebody.
fact, platypus.
I
Okay.
knew it. I knew it.
I don't know what to do here.
I got this silly old evade.
I think I got no.
in my hand.
This is the right choice right here, getting that 4-pointer before anybody else does.
Yeah, I wanted to get there, but
Get over to the evade.
Hmm.
you say get some flea bags?
You know, enough this hamster hatred. All right, it's time to hamster it up.
So move 2 spaces through somebody.
One or
so
two.
you'll be able to do it. There you go.
And I could do diagonal, so
Yeah.
you thought 2, but actually I didn't want.
You didn't want to go through me?
No, why would I do that? That's rude.
Hmm.
As hamsters and sloth are essentially the same animal. I don't know if you know this. My neighbor was a zoologist,
Sloths
so
are
he said
not.
so.
Nothing to hear.
The plural of sloth
Ah,
is
very nice.
slothi.
As you can see now, our options are getting pretty limited. The board does
Yeah.
not have a lot more scoring opportunities.
Well, and you also you score points for every card that in your hand that you've played and the cards that you occupy at the end of the game.
Yeah. So sometimes it's worth it to go and grab a trap because then you can get some more
Sure.
points later on.
But you have to balance that against, like, you know,
Yeah.
for example, you wouldn't want to do that to get a dodge because you're just going to break even.
Yeah.
So yeah, for example, right now the only spots that aren't taken are traps, walls, a dodge, and 2 cells.
Yeah. So I'm going to pass
So
because
there's really only 1 point available.
yeah, I'm going to
Travis
pass
is
on
probably
them
gonna
because I
get it.
can't get anywhere. So
I can't get it.
oh, you can't get it. All right.
So
So do you have
you're
elite? Nick?
passing. I do not.
All right.
I can dodge over to the stealth, which gets me an extra no points.
Nope.
And then I can dodge over to this stealth and pick up
Oof.
this shadow. But the thing I'm shadowing is your sprint, so I cannot get over there. Yeah, that's.
So that's it.
So that's the game. So then we would count up our points.
So you claim the cards that you're on, and then you put your hand and your discard pile on those cards that you claim together, and count them for points.
It's really easy. You can just put the numbers up kind of at the top. Do my number, and you just tally them up real fast. So
46
What's-
for the sloths.
46 points lost, he says. These 2 useless old stealths.
49 for the platypi.
Nick always wins this game.
Hold on.
Uh-oh, Travis got a lot of 4s and 5s there.
Yeah.
31 plus 16.
47.
Not a winner. Not a winner.
Very close,
There we go. So
It was very
49,
close game.
49, 47, 46. Pretty close game.
So even if you just snuck over to that dodge, you'd have lost by 1.
Yeah, well,
That's
I went after the sprint. I ended up on a lot of sprints just by chance of using these. So
Yeah, I had 2 stealths that didn't help me out at all. Except, I mean, obviously they gave me more, but I only had well, I guess I had 2 ambush as well. I spread it out pretty well, but I just had too many leaps in my hand that at the end.
I was stuck with movement options because I had 2 ambushes that I got so late that, like,
Yeah.
there was one spot where I could have ambushed you, and that was the only time it would have left me off of this island.
But I think that's
And I
what's,
would've had to-
that's what's neat about it, though, right?
Right.
Because you're like, oh, cool, I've secured 5 points, but my hand now is
Yeah.
essentially I just
Just-
drew 5 points.
And
instead of-
it's possible I've seen people play on the edge of, you know what, I'm going to start on all these high point cards because I want to just guarantee the points early and just hope my short game gets me more points to
Yeah.
win. So you can sort of go that route or you can go the other way.
That's pretty much the game. I mean, it just takes you know, about 15 to 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes with setup and teach time to play. It's a great game, and we hope you guys enjoyed this video and check it out. If you got any questions, comments, feedback, feel free to fire away.
Yeah, put them in the Kickstarter comments, or if you have other questions, you can always put them up on the BGG page, and Adam will be checking that to
Absolutely.
answer all your questions.
And thanks for watching.
All right, thanks a lot.